and I got these scenes 5 minutes ago. Great. Now we don't expect anybody to be brilliant, right? Right. Good. Eddie, I'm gonna have you push your chair back just a little bit.
Great.
Like you know, almost. Alright. So, go ahead and connect up with one another for me, David. Good. And dropping those jaws open just a little bit. Right, good. Lovely. And just as you are, you want to breathe one another in. Okay? Just a little word to the wise. Anytime you're walking into the rooms, particularly at an audition, the minute you set foot in front of the camera, the answer is no longer ever, never, never on the page. It's what's in front of you. Okay? You just want to keep that in mind because that will keep you turned up to your shot and keep the moments up and playing, and that's where you want to be. Alright? The brain wants to go to the page because we're frightened about fucking up or not being really good or something like that, but it's never where the good stuff is. Right? Good. So, connecting up with one another as you are. Good. Breathing in as you are. Good. And, cool. So Eddie, just nice and easy there, right? We're gonna kind of lift this off to where you and Ryan are, okay? But just to get started, right? I feel what? What's it like to sit up there? What's going on with you?
It's a very
Tell him. I feel.
Oh, I feel electric in my stomach.
Yeah, good.
That's where I feel.
Yeah. Cool. Breathe it, own it, right? Good. That's your talent, okay? Right? Good. Now, I love that. Thank God. Okay, great. So stay with him for a second, right? So I want you to breathe into that electric part of your body. And you know how in the exercise I was asking you to send your breath forward? If you can make Ryan feel that electricity, then you're doing your job. Right? Let's describe it for him. I
feel an intense electricity in my stomach, the pit of my stomach.
What does it feel like? Can I feel? Let's explore.
I feel it's what it's not. It's not nervous energy. It's positive electricity. I feel a strong connection right here. I feel content and okay with I'm grounded. I feel okay. My body feels good today. I got to work out, and and I feel one with my body today, and breath is okay. I feel happy to be here. Lucky. And it's all just good, positive energy bubbling right here in my stomach.
Good, and breathe that in. Good. Now I'm going to have you bring the smile down just a tad, okay? Right, still stay connected to that. I'm going to drop that jaw open. Good. Now I'm going to take that bubbling electric energy that's in your gut, and I want you to bring it up and breathe into the center of your chest. Right? Good. Stay there, you did. Right. Good. Now I want you to talk from there. I feel.
I feel together. I feel confident. I feel comfortable with you. I feel very easygoing. I feel very willing. I feel uncertain now, which is weird all of a sudden. I feel okay. I feel good.
Good. A nice deep breath in. Right. Good. I just let that continue to move around, okay? Right. Right. Good. So, Ryan.
Yes.
Ryan, when you take a look at Eddie over there, you look at this young man, what do you see? I see what?
I see a young man that's very eager. Kind of sure about what he wants in life. Very much
Tell him.
go getter.
Yeah. Tell him.
Okay. I can sense that you are a very confident person, that you know what you want as more as you're a go getter, is that you don't don't particularly like people telling you no, you can't do
I feel you are a psychic.
that. So
Stay with
yeah.
each other right there. Yeah, all good.
Yes. More or less. Yes. I see a lot of potential in you as far as and go like different places in this industry. So
Really let yourself hear that, Eddie. It's not something that another actor walks up and tells you out of the blue very often. Here, you know. Right.
yeah.
Getting something that in. Good. Great. Love it. So all we're gonna do, gentlemen, to start with, right? Stay there. Yep. Hey, look, let that be there. That's gonna move you. Right? That's called sharing. Okay? You have that going on, and then we're gonna move the audience with it. That's the whole deal. Okay? Right? I would just trust that. Okay? Good. So we're gonna lift these first little bit of dialogue, guys, up to that connection, up to his potential, up to that electricity. All right, that's where we're gonna start. All right, whenever you're ready. All right, so nothing changes.
Well, they seem to be keeping a pretty close eye on you.
Where's the other doctor?
Okay, lovely. Hang in there. Right. So you just told this young man he has potential, right?
Yes.
Good. So don't start playing the scene, right? We were somewhere else first.
Right.
He just paid you a compliment, love. Eddie,
Yes.
stay with him. He's paid you a compliment. We were giggling and laughing and stuff. See what happens? We all serious. Vietnam battle, you know what I mean? Or Iraq battle, I guess, in these days, right? But, yeah, good. So stay with each other right there. Good. Right? Heart to heart right now. Don't worry about the scene. Where you guys are is much more interesting. Good. Ryan, I see what? Tell me one more thing. You see right now.
See right now.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Good. I want you to take the first line of whatever that is.
Okay.
Right from there.
Sit down, please.
They keep changing doctors.
Would you rather see the other doctor?
No, man. It's just that I have to keep telling the same story over and over again.
Sometimes that's the only way to get things right.
You're not in the army, huh?
Well, I came down from New York today to see you.
I must be a really bad case.
No, you're a complicated case.
Like they say, a special case. I am a special case. Did you know that?
They keep a pretty close eye on you now.
All right, good. So hang in there, right? Nice deep breath in. All right, where you both are is right where I want you to be. We're in the land of film, not in the land of TV. Right? Good. Eddie, stay with him. Don't keep jumping out. Let me be a little bird in your ear, okay? Because where you're at is nice. So I understand that we're told all the time to pick up our cues, okay? But when you're the lead, you don't. Okay? You play the moment through, okay? And you have to train to know how long a moment needs. And sometimes it doesn't need a lot longer, just a hair, right? But you want to make sure that you're not running through to the end of the scene, all right? Because there's a lot going on that we as an audience are catching up on right now, yeah? Okay, so here's something that you can utilize, right? In any script. Anytime there's a question posed, right? If you really, and I mean really, ask this person in front of you the question and get the answer, and it's not on the line, and it's not on, right, what they're gonna say, okay? It's on everything else, right? It's going to help you stay engaged with this nice connection that the two of you have established, right? And it's gonna pull you in a little bit, instead of feeling like I need to get there. All right, because I have news for you both. We're here, okay? We're right where we need to be. Good. So you can breathe that in and turn that over down for a second. All right, I'm going to back us up. We're going to pick up from 1. All right, good. Good. Now we got to reorient ourselves. We got to find out where the moment is now. Just curious where that electricity might have moved to, sir. Right?
Right here.
Good. Yeah. Cool. Right? You're going to get to see all kinds of different things from him. Right?
Yes.
Ryan? Yeah.
Yes.
Good. I wouldn't, the less you miss, the better it's going to be for you. Okay? Good. Whenever you're ready.
Well, he seems to be keeping a pretty close eye on you.
Where's the other doctor?
Now sit down, please.
They keep changing doctors.
All right, I love it. Okay. Now, he's not sitting down. I mean, he's already sitting down, right? So we're caught up about that line just a little bit more than I need to be. Make him sit down. Make that make sense for yourself. We'll
Okay.
block him to sit in a second.
Okay.
Okay, right?
So you start standing?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. That can, sit down can mean a million things.
Okay.
Youngster.
Am I recording this just yet, or is it still standing?
You're good. We're recording over here.
Oh.
Okay, so we reconnect. You guys are fine. On up. There we go. Good.
They seem to be keeping a pretty close eye on you.
Where's the other doctor?
Well, we can begin whenever you're ready.
They keep changing doctors.
Well, would you rather see the other doctor?
Right, it's not on the page. You
No,
can
man.
answer the
It's just that I have to keep telling the same story over and over again.
Good, I love it. Ask him that question again, Ryan. Hey, eyes up. Good. Let your talent answer this question and then go find that line for me, okay?
Well, would you rather see the other doctor?
Not at all. I like what we're doing here. It's just that I have to keep telling the same story over and over again.
I see. I understand. But sometimes you gotta do that to get it right.
Sometimes. But not this time. You're not in the army, huh?
No, I came from New York to see you today.
I'm a special person. I must be a really bad case.
No, I would say more, be fair, a complicated case.
Okay? So what does that mean? They say a special case. I'm a special case. Did you know that?
Well, they keep a pretty close eye on you now, though.
Yeah, it's driving me nuts.
Oh.
Good. Nice deep breath in. You guys are fine. Right? Good. I happen to know you're ad-libbing a lot. Right? Which is okay. Alright? But I'm gonna ask you to take a little bit more time to get the line off the page on reaction, to lift it up and say it, okay? Because here's what happens. You get to riff in the acting, but you say the dialogue verbatim as much as possible, right? Because if you let that loose in a cold read, the energy's gonna stall. Okay? And this connection and these things that you guys are tapping into right now, although lovely, right, are gonna begin to dissipate because the brain is the one that ad-libs. And it's a very poor actor. Alright? And it's kind of like it will let the train go off course. Alright, good. So, right, come back with each other again. Right? So, just a note of clarification here, okay? Eddie, when I ask you to answer the question, you don't have to speak it. Give yourself just a moment, right? For us, we've got you both in close up here. Alright, so how you guys are going to process each other and this information is interesting to us to watch. Yeah. Good. Now, I want you both to take in a nice deep breath. Okay. There we go. We're going to pick it up from the top again.
Well, they seem to be keeping a pretty close eye on you now.
Where's the other doctor?
We can begin, please.
They keep changing doctors.
Oh, Or would you rather see the other doctor?
No, man. It's just that I have to keep telling the same story over and over again.
Well, sometimes that's the only way you can get it straight.
You're not in the army, huh?
Nice guy.
I came from New York to see you today.
That must be a really bad case then.
You're a complicated case.
Like they say, special case. I'm a special case. Did you know that?
They keep a pretty close eye on you now.
I went AWOL twice from the hospital,
Oh?
but they'll never do anything to me.
I understand.
Yeah, well, would you mind explaining it to me?
Can you say that to Ryan?
Yeah, well, would you like explaining it to me?
You don't need me to do that.
So what do I need you for?
I don't know. Maybe I need you.
Oh, there's a new one. One they haven't tried yet. Every doctor has his own tricks.
Oh?
Yeah, when it's your turn to talk, you get this look on your face, kind of like an old owl who's been constipated for about 500 years. You know when you say, oh? Man, this is a farce.
Well, what should we do about it?
Who's this we?
Who else is here?
Are we gonna just keep asking each other questions?
I listen.
No, man. I mean, what do you think? You've got the folder there. My life's there. I'm getting near the end of the line with this stuff. I mean, sometimes I feel like there's not much time, you know?
Good, so hang in there.
I'm aware of that.
Good, hang in there, guys. Okay, couple things. Right now, you're talking about your life being over in his hands, yeah? Right? Good. I just want you to breathe that in for a second there, love. Right? On top of it, is he looking at you?
Yeah.
Now he is.
Before? No.
Was he?
No.
Right? Good, and I understand it. It's a read, right? Okay? But here's where we want to combine reality with what's on the page a little bit, yes?
Right.
Okay? You're asking for answers. He's trying to get you to talk. And the whole time, Ryan's staring at his paper. Okay? I would take that personally. Alright? Because it's going to do something, and it's happening, right? In fact, we're going to be a good partner to Ryan if you address it. Okay? Right? Now, I'm going to turn these guys over to my husband in a second, but let's talk about a couple of things. Okay? I love polite people out here. Right? Work on your manners a lot out here. Okay? Up there, fuck it. Okay? Being polite is outside of what it is that we do. Okay? And so, because we're nice people sometimes, we let one another get away with shit. Right? And you can't do that on camera. Right? Now, we don't want to, anyway, what I suggest, okay, is that people are going to drive you nuts. Sometimes this could be me right now because I keep starting and stopping you. Good, I would make it one another's fault. Right? There could be, being asked to do an impossible situation, which is part of it here, okay? Because they just got this text, and it is what it is, and it's 6 pages. But here's what I want to throw out there, and this is how they work together, right? Why should it be any easier for an actor to ice cold read a scene about about a doctor and a vet, then it shouldn't be easy to do that, because being those two people is hard. And so part of it is dealing with the fact that, oh my God, I gotta sit down and in 6 pages open up in front of people I don't know, and I have feelings about that, right? You have feelings about that?
Of course.
Right? You think you're a good actor?
I do.
Yeah. right? You know what I know about good actors? They want to be good.
Yeah.
That comes with a little bit of pressure, right?
Yes.
Good. You look at him, you see something, sir?
Yes.
You remind you of anybody?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You remind you of anybody?
Yes, myself.
Yeah, good.
When I was younger.
Good.
Good.
Yeah, good. I would use that, right? Did you do everything you should have done when you were his age?
No.
Uh-huh. Read that in. Did you think you knew everything?
I did.
Mm-hmm. Good. Were you right?
Nope.
Good, you too. All right, listen. For you, technically, you've got all this great stuff going on. There's a lot of empathy here, which I really adore. If you can take that need to be on the page and send it over to him, all right, you're going to find a way when you open up this heart to read that a little bit easier and not be so with your energy going down. Because otherwise, I'm shooting the top of your head a little bit more than I might want to. Okay, so with what we're going to do going forward, I would just make that technical adjustment. All right, good. Last thought for you both. Okay, one of the things that this will teach you is that there's no time like the present. Right? If you want to chew the carpet as an actor, chew the fucking carpet. Right? If you want to show people how much of yourself you've got, then show them how much you've got. And this is where being polite doesn't serve us, because we wait until somebody gives us permission to do all the things that we know we need to do. Right? And what you have to do instead, get the paper, I'm sorry, I don't know why, is like you walk in, right, with that passion that you've got, with this empathy that you've got, and guess what? You share it immediately. Because you have no time. We don't rehearse anymore. That's over. Right? Right? You don't get a warm-up. You know what I'm saying? Good. So, believe me, you can't go too far in this environment. Oh, and by the way, we're filming this, so you guys are going to be able to watch what we're doing. Okay? Take a look. Okay, I'll be quiet.
Okay, great. All right, this is good, guys. This is good. We're just going to take a closer look at some of the things that are on the script, and flesh out some of this stuff a little bit more. Okay, all right. But this is where you want to be, right? Because look, the first barrier we have to break is that barrier that we're working opposite the idea of what this other character is. Okay, and that's the whole point to what you were doing, up until now, is communicating with another human being. And it's vital for a scene like this because it's about two human beings, okay? That's what's at the core of this. Two human beings that desperately need each other for different reasons, okay? And you literally say that, in your scene. You say, maybe I'm here because I need you, right? And I truly believe that. And I know that you truly believe that, right? And those are, these are like little gems for me, okay? A line like that. Like, why would you say that? Obviously, he's in a lot of trouble.
Yes.
Right. And, on the page, obviously, you've come here to help him. So why would you say something like that? What do you need from him? What could you possibly need from him? See, there's something at stake for you as well here.
Right.
Okay, it's not only his life that's on the line here. Okay? Alright, if you are all that you're cracked up to be, coming all the way down from New York City to deal with this complicated case, then there's something really big at stake for you here.
My reputation.
Okay, I think that's one of the things, okay? And I think that is a big thing, okay? But I think that's still on the surface of things, okay? Alright, yes, your reputation is huge, okay? And, in your profession, reputation is everything, okay? Alright? But my sense is, one of the reasons you do this, and this is going directly back to what Jen just said, or showed, illuminated for you, is that you see yourself in this guy, right? My sense is that you've been there,
Yes.
okay? And my sense is that that's, you know, at the core of this thing. You know, it goes beyond reputation, right? Follow me?
Yes.
Okay, good. I think that's what's at stake for you. This is a life that,
There's so much potential.
right,
Don't want him to make the same mistakes
right,
I did.
okay, right, exactly. Okay, or almost did because you're still
Almost
here.
did. Yeah,
Okay, you almost did.
almost
Because where's this guy heading?
down the very wrong path.
Okay, what's the very wrong path?
Um,
Do you know anything about military statistics of returning vets
yes.
and how they cope when they come back?
I'm returning that.
You're a returning vet?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so look. Right, thank you. All right. You know what I heard not yesterday, but a few days ago we were watching something, and I think the suicide rate is 44 a day,
Yes.
something like that. Where's this guy heading?
Down the road to suicide.
Yeah. Right?
Yes.
Good, okay. So why did you come here?
To prevent it.
Right.
To stop him.
What does that mean to prevent it? For you. Okay, this is where we get really specific, okay? You came here to save his life.
Yes.
Okay, you see what's at stake for you here?
Yes.
Okay? Right. Because every soul you save a part of yourself that wanted to go down that path.
Yes.
Right? Okay, good. Now look, you were doing something interesting, and I don't know how much Jen noticed, but the reason you were staring down at your script is because you made the creative choice to take notes as the therapist here, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's drop that, okay? I'm going to give you something a little more interesting to do in front of the camera so that you can process some of the information that you're receiving from him
Okay.
and telegraph that to us visually, okay? So that we can see the wheels turning, we can see, you know, where your heart is and where some of the stuff that's, you know, that's being exchanged is landing with you, okay? All right, so I just want you to look at him. I'm just going to ask you to step aside for just a sec, okay? And what we're going to do is we're just going to stay in a close-up, okay? All right, for you, right, okay? Just take a look at him, okay? And again, look, all those things you got going on, okay, when you look at him, okay? I want you to send that out to him, okay? All right, the potential you see, okay? Great, awesome. Now here's the trick, okay? All these feelings, now that we've, you know, are exploring this, you know, side of the character and what he's doing here, okay? The trick or the challenge is not to wear it too heavy on your sleeve, okay? You see what I'm saying? Okay, great. Look at him. Take a breath. Breathe. Nice. Good. Right. Okay, good. Alright. And look at my finger here. Great. And drop that gaze all the way down to the ground. Alright, good. Right there. Okay, good. Alright. And look at him. Okay. And now go to that second point of reference or that second eye line. Drop it back down, drop the gaze down, right there. Mark that. Okay? If I had some gaffer tape, I would put it where you're looking and you can just stare at it. But wherever you're looking, just mark that, okay?
Okay.
And look at him. Okay, and go back to that second point of reference. Right there. Okay, good. And breathe. And when you look down there, what do you feel? Do you feel anything? Does anything come up? Has anything changed?
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? That just changing, you know, where you're looking changes the way you feel a little bit?
Yes.
Brings stuff up? Right, okay, good. Alright, look. Look at that second point of reference? Good. Great. Breathe. Alright. What do you guys see out here when you look at this image?
History.
What else do you see?
Vulnerability.
Right. What else do you see?
Sadness.
Great. Yeah. All of that in one frame. Okay? This is the language of film, okay? And a lot of TV today, okay? When we have a scene that's this loaded and we can take a little bit of time, right? Okay, good. Now here's the trick or the challenge, okay? You can't go from one eye line to the other in a mechanical or robotic fashion, okay? you still, even within a close-up, a true close-up, which is what we're doing here, you still have to affect, some naturalness in your demeanor, okay, Ryan? Okay? But I want you to go to this place, okay?
Okay.
When all that stuff, is coming up for you because of what he's saying, because of the way he's communicating with you, because of, the feelings he's throwing at you, okay?
Okay.
Alright, okay? And obviously you're gonna have to interact with him as much as possible too, okay? So he's number one, he's always number one, okay? We're gonna call this number two, okay? And that's all we're gonna work with, okay?
Okay.
And that doesn't mean you can't look anywhere else, okay?
Okay.
You can still look other places if you want to, okay?
Okay.
But this is how tight we are, and this is the actual physical space that we're working in. Just this, okay? Alright, and you have to know that, because if you start looking over there, we're gonna be like, what the fuck is he looking at?
Right.
Okay? Alright, but if he's doing something that's a little too direct for you to deal with, okay, and you want to look past his shoulder, you can do that, or you want to look up at the sky because he's, not taking anything seriously, or he's not, dealing with the situation you want him to deal with, okay, you can do that as well. I'm going to leave that part of it up to you, okay? But what I'm going to give you is that specific eye line, okay, for the other stuff, okay?
Okay.
Alright, good. Alright, good. Gonna save this kid?
Yes.
He's got potential. What else does he have? Does he have a mom? Does he have a dad?
Yes.
Great. If something happens to him, you know what's going to happen to you? You're going to have to go to that house and explain.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Good. All right. Great. Good. All right. Let's switch to Eddie. Great. Good. Eddie, I'm going to let you get up, stand up, and then you can get behind the chair, okay?
Sure.
And again, your physical space is just here, okay? Like from here to here, and you can sit in the chair. And even, I know he says sit down, okay? You don't have to sit down if you don't want to, okay? All right? And you're just going to use this space here and, and walk from here to here, all right? If you're frustrated, you can take it out here, oh, fuck, yeah, where's my other doctor? Whatever, okay? You can use this chair as leverage if you want to lean into him and be a little more aggressive in your behavior, okay? And when you decide to sit down, you sit down, okay? All right, got it?
Yeah.
Good. Now I'm going to have you sit down because I'm also going to give you an eye line, okay? Because when you do sit down, we're going to be in a close-up as well, okay, Sarah? Okay, great. Now look at Ryan. Good. Okay, great. Great. Look down at your shoes. Okay, great. Can you look up at Ryan again? Great. Can you just look down at your shoes without moving, without dropping your chin too much? Right there. Good. Drop your chin just a little bit. Right there. Good. All right. I like that. Breathe. Great. And now look out at me. Great. And drop the gaze all the way down. Right there. Mark that. Great. Okay, so this is number 2, okay? Great. Okay, what do you feel when you look out here? What comes up for you? Anything?
Despair.
Right. What else?
Sadness.
Okay, good. Alright. Alright. A lot of shit you gotta sort out?
Yeah, uncertainty.
Great, good. Alright, great. What do you know about uncertainty, Eddie? You're a young fucking kid from New York. What do you know about uncertainty? You're cocky, you're confident.
My whole life is uncertain right now.
Huh? Right now?
Yeah.
Yeah? There you go. Good. Do you have siblings, Eddie? You
3.
personally? 3?
3 younger brothers, yeah.
3 younger brothers. Wow. Wow. They look up up to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you see them often?
When I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. You guys fuck around? Yeah. Wrestle?
Yeah.
Push each other's buttons?
Yeah.
I got 2 younger brothers too. I fucking torment the shit out of them. Right. How do you think they would feel if they lost their big brother? Huh?
Devastated. Unsure
Right.
about what to do. think they need me.
Yeah. Need you for what?
Guidance
Right.
to fuck up first.
Right.
And then you can see me.
Yeah. Right. I get that, Ryan. Good. What do you want from him?
Help a friend
Mm-hmm.
to pull me off the ledge
Right, good, okay. Why?
because I don't really want to go.
Right. Because you want to go home to your little brothers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Breathe. Okay. There you go, man. Ready? Alright. Let's do this. Feeling it? Feeling it? Took about what? 7 minutes, 8 minutes? Alright, good. Action.
Well, they seem to be keeping a pretty close eye on you.
Where's the other doctor?
Sit down, please.
They keep changing doctors.
Oh, would you rather see the other doctor?
No, man. It's just that I have to keep telling the same story over and over.
Alright, guys. Take your time. Okay? Here's the thing about a close-up, okay? You would never shoot an entire scene in a close-up. Stay connected, okay? I'm just gonna, like Jen, I'm just gonna be a voice in your ear, okay? We would never shoot an entire scene in a close-up, especially not a 6-page scene, okay? Because that's like 7-8 minutes of film time, okay? But, you know, for the, you know, intents and purposes of what we're doing here, we're gonna do that, okay? Now, here's the thing about a close-up. It's always usually the last thing we get to in a scene, okay, guys? And the reason is because as the scene progresses towards this point, we're getting closer and closer to your soul. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Okay, by the time we get here, okay, what we're interested in seeing is not so much, Eddie, how you are affecting Ryan, but how you're being affected by Ryan. Okay? So you can take your time. You can allow what he's saying, what he's giving off, to find where it wants to land in you, okay? And that's where you want to respond from, okay? Alright? Yeah, I know there's, you know, it gets a little climatic, okay? But don't worry about that too much for today, okay? Alright? Great. Great, guys. Good. Yeah, why don't you get up? Alright? Yeah, and I want, you know, that little space behind the chair, you know? I want that to be your little cage, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, okay? Yeah, and you can do whatever you want, okay? We're in a medium shot here, you can, yeah, move back and forth, pace, whatever you want, okay? Great. Action.
Well, they seem to be keeping a pretty close eye on you.
Where's the other doctor?
Sit down, please.
They keep changing doctors.
Would you rather see the other doctor?
No, man. It's just that I have to keep telling the same story over and over again.
Sometimes that's the only way to get things straight.
You're not in the army, huh?
I came from New York today to see you.
I must be a really bad case.
You're a complicated case.
Breathe, Eddie, don't say a word. Just breathe, go to the other sideline. Alright, and think about that. You're a complicated case. Is that a fancy way of saying you're fucked up? You have no hope? Right. right. You gotta process that, okay? Because what we're seeing right now is much more interesting than anything you've got to say, okay? Right from there, continue.
Like they say, a special case. I'm a special case. Do you know what that means?
They keep a pretty close eye on you now.
I went AWOL twice from the hospital.
Oh?
But they'll never do anything to me.
I understand.
Yeah, well, would you mind explaining it to me?
You really don't need me to do that.
So what do I need you for?
Maybe it's I that need. Maybe I'm the one who needs you.
Oh, there's a new one. One they haven't even tried yet. Every doctor has his own tricks.
Well,
Yeah, when it's your turn to talk, you get this look on your face, kind of like an old owl who's been constipated for 500 years. You know, when you say, oh, man, is this a farce?
Get out of that chair, Eddie. You don't want to. Good, yeah, breathe.
so what should we do about it?
Who is this we?
Who else is here?
Are we just gonna keep asking each other questions?
I listen.
No, man. I mean, what do you think? You've got the folder there. My life's in there. I'm getting near the end of the line with this stuff. I mean, sometimes I feel like there's not much time, you know?
I'm aware of that.
Make a sound, Eddie.
Ah, so you're like some big time specialist?
In a matter of speaking.
What do you specialize in?
Good, there you go. Good. Let it go, Eddie, because you're not sitting down anymore. You're on your feet.
What do you specialize in?
Gulf War veterans and their problems, among other things.
Well, I see that. But what do you specialize in?
I specialize in grief.
Shh. Come on.
Make a sound, Eddie.
Impacted grief.
Just make a sound when you're there.
That's the special area I work in.
Impacted grief? You sound like some kind of dentist. I'm gonna spend another hour in fucking jive and riddles and double talk?
Make a sound, Eddie.
Oh my god.
You know the word impacted?
Yeah, how dumb do you think I am?
I don't think you're dumb. On the contrary, your Army GT rating is the equivalent of a 128 IQ.
The other doctor talked a lot about depression.
What did he say about it?
He said that I had it.
And
He thought I ought to get rid of it, you know? Yeah, like he was the chief doctor here.
Right, keep going.
The chief doctor for all the psychosis in Valley Forge Army Hospital. You see what I mean?
why don't you get rid of it?
Sometimes that's just what I want to do. Sometimes I want to throw it in their faces. Now ain't that stupid?
What do you want to throw in their faces?
What are you talking about?
I was talking about depression. You meant the medals, didn't you? When you said throw it in their faces.
Well, that's why you're here, right? Because of the medal?
Are you glad you have it?
The depression?
No, the medal.
Oh man. Oh my. Suppose I didn't have the Medal of Honor.
Make a sound.
Oh my. You wouldn't be here, right? I mean, I would be invisible to you, like 100,000 other dudes that get themselves sent over there, get shot at by a lot of tower heads in the sand. I mean, you're the famous doctor, right? Because I'm a fucking special case. I am what you call a hot property in the man's army. Yes, sir. I'm an authentic hero, a fucking showpiece. One look at me and enlistments double. Did you know that? I'm the honor of the city of Detroit. Yes, sir. Look at me. Look at me.
I'm here because you're here.
That was great. That was great, guys. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. How do you feel? How do you feel, Eddie?
I love getting that stuff out
Yeah.
sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, intuitively, you're both where you need to be with this. Okay.
Yeah.
The only thing I would
Yeah,
say.
you hit me right here.
Yeah, look, that was wonderful. Look, I'm going to say a few things, okay? But one thing I want to say to you, Ryan, is look, another challenge for you, okay, or for the actor taking on this role is not to play second fiddle to all his crazy, okay? All right, because your presence, your life, your objective, you know, everything you're bringing is just as important, okay?
Okay.
And it needs to be heard just as much, okay?
Okay.
Especially if you're coming where you're coming from personally. I want that story too, man,
Okay.
okay? All right? I mean, as a director, you know, I'm going to flesh out your character just as much as I'm going to flesh out this character,
Okay.
okay? And in film, that usually happens, okay? More so than in TV, okay?
Okay.
All right? And that's, that's your challenge as, as an actor, okay? All right? Your role isn't just one scene, okay? You got to take on the whole life of this guy, okay?
Okay.
The other thing is what you brought out personally, okay? The only reason we go watch these movies is for that, okay? Because it's not about that, then I don't. Why would I go see it?
Right.
Okay, all right. That's what I want to see, okay? And if you're coming from a place where you have some experience in this, that's your voice in this movie, man. Okay, that's what we want to hear.
Okay.
Okay, and that's what he needs to hear.
Okay.
Okay, and you got to make sure it comes out however it wants to come out. Okay, all
Okay.
right, and it'll look the way it needs to look.
Okay.
Okay, all right, okay. Look, this is my belief as an actor. Okay, you know what we get to do? We get to hold up the mirror. That's what we do. Okay, and that's why society needs us, because without us, society can't take a look at itself. Okay, that's our job. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay, and it's an amazing job. Okay. All right. All right. Good. Good. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. Look, if we had more time in my class, we would examine this in a few different shots. Okay. All right. I'd give you a little bit more to do. I probably wouldn't have you sitting down right away. I might have you come in through that door,
Okay.
take a look at this guy, assess him a little bit, okay, and get you to get a little physical in your, what you're
Right.
feeling and how to, play some of that, okay?
Okay.
All right. The same with you, Eddie. I mean, we gave you a little room to roam around. might give you a little more space, okay? We might make this environment a little more real, okay? All right, but I just didn't want to interrupt you too much once this thing started moving because it was fucking real, okay? All right, and that that energy, that electricity that you're feeling that's where you want to act from all the fucking time.
And if you
okay?
don't have that, you can't play this part.
Right.
Whoever plays this part has got to have that kind of kinetic energy going on, or else, why?
Right.
You know what I mean? Then it's
Good.
just a vanity project, which
Right.
is not what we're about as people,
Right.
right?
Right, and the other thing is, it is about personalization. You have to bring yourself to this role, okay?
Why don't you go
All right,
pop out
what
and
matters
go
for you?
kind of collect yourself
Okay,
and
what's
get
at stake
prepared.
for
Maybe
you
in a second.
personally?
I'm gonna
Right.
give some
All right.
notes,
And look, it's
we'll
guys,
record them.
when I work in this, when I talk about personalizations, it's not about, throwing, all your psychological baggage out there, okay? That's not what it's about, okay? It's about using what you got in a very creative way, okay? And that's always the goal. It's about being creative. It's about being artists, okay? All right? But there's nothing more real than where you are coming from, because there's no artifice there, okay? All right? The whole set is going to be artificial, okay? What you're wearing is not going to be what you would wear, okay? So the reality for this to really, affect us has to come from a real place, and that's always where you start from, okay? All right? Yeah, okay, good, great,
Great, guys.
awesome.
We
I
will
think he has a
email
question.
you a link to this.
Do you have a question?
Yeah, I just had a quick question.
Yeah.
So at that one point when he was standing up doing all the yelling, getting
Right.
louder, I mean, at one point I did, because it was building, that
Yeah.
I did want to
Yeah,
yell, but I
that's-
stopped
We
myself.
needed it, yeah.
Those are
Yeah.
impulses,
Okay.
okay?
And you know what? And it will anchor him if you do
Right.
that.
Okay.
I think the reason that he was getting so heated was partially because of what was going on with you.
Right.
But particularly at the end, sometimes love is pretty tough, right?
Right.
And in order for you to be able to permeate the bubble that he's in,
Right,
we're going to need you to get behind those feelings.
Right.
And,
Right.
you have this nice combination of, heart along with the picture, but it doesn't necessarily in that moment need to be nice,
Right.
that's what I was saying, okay, yeah.
because in order to
You
pull
have to
him,
express it any way it wants to be
Yeah.
expressed, okay? And I probably, like I said, I wouldn't keep you in the chair the whole time, because the impulses I was feeling from you is that you wanted to jump out of your chair a few times, and
right.
yeah.
I mean,
okay,
this
good.
is like a manly,
Yeah.
right, experience. And so depending upon what kind of story the director decides to tell, and this is where Paula really gets, interesting with his shots and stuff, because we can build on that, we can have this scene going on, and you can back him and throw him up against the
Right.
wall
Right.
and talk some shit into him for a
Right.
second.
Right.
And then you can have the breakdown on the wall, and then when you start crying, he'll
Right.
release you, and then he'll walk back and sit down. He'll be like, okay, now we're
gets
gonna get
exciting,
started.
No,
you
yeah,
know?
of course.
For as deep as we got, as
Yeah.
great as this was, I mean,
And that's
work at the studio,
what
really gets involved and gets very detailed. So we would, yeah,
yeah.
like
Good.
James said.
That's awesome.
Good job, you guys.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. I'm gonna take over, okay? Okay, great. Okay, I'm gonna close this door. Should I turn the AC on?
I think it is on, no?
Thank you very much.
I think if we leave this open for a second, the air will pop on. It's just colder out there than it is in the studios now. Okay, so, woo, we did that. Okay, we've been in film and we've been in drama. And now we're gonna move into comedy. Yay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, and we're gonna also talk some audition stuff.
Are you recording?
I didn't turn anything on yet.
Hold on a second.
I'll move this over here. Okay. So, can we get a reader? Who wants to read? Seriously, I can. Yeah, great. Come on up.